waiting months for this.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Hi, Peter. Hi, Gary. Welcome. Welcome. What I want to talk about is how the course was created. But before doing that, I'll bet you're wondering about these shirts that we're wearing. Maybe they're not wondering. This is a photo opportunity. Actually, these are shirts from Malaysia. They're called batiks. And in fact, we were in Malaysia, and that's where the course started. In 2011, in Malaysia, one of the largest universities in Malaysia, UKM, asked us to teach a course on entrepreneurship. And they wanted to teach it to all of their freshman students. The course had 3,000 students, 3,000 freshman students. And the picture you see is actually the class taking the simulation, which in fact you're going to take the same. All 3,000 students were taking that simulation. The objective of us to do this to create excitement to be an entrepreneur. But I think many of you are asking, I want to be an engineer. Why do I have to take this course? I will tell you, every company, large to small, wants somebody to come up with ideas. But beyond that, you're going to learn skills in teaming, you're going to learn skills in marketing, you're going to learn skills in operations, you're going to learn skills in finance. All of those you need to work in large companies. In order to create this course was a difficult task to do. We had 5 faculty who worked for 6 months and met every 2 weeks to talk about the course. I've been at Stevens for 2 decades and have never worked on a course with anyone else. So to develop this course, we worked together, 5 faculty. We fought, I won't say fought, let's say, we had disagreements week to week because we wanted to absolutely develop the best course possible. And we talked through exactly what would happen in the class every single day. We wanted to develop for you a great learning and a holistic experience. We wanted to make sure that the classroom did not look like this. I'm sure you felt like this or feel like this in many of the classes, not in ours. During the course creation, we emphasized 2 things. The first point was a flipped classroom. What happens in a flipped classroom? In a flipped classroom, you don't have people lecturing. Okay, first class had an hour lecture. But in my section, I promised the students that they will never hear me lecture again. That in fact, I told them that if I get up and give a lecture, they're supposed to tell me, Peter, sit down, this is a flipped classroom. The second characteristic is learning by doing. That's the best way to learn. And what you see in this next slide is actually the second class, which you're going to be seeing next week, where you'll see people in Malaysia actually putting together prototypes for their product using Legos. This course continues, was taught last year, and will start again in February of this year in Malaysia when the Malaysia class starts. So we had this great experience in Malaysia. And Stevens asked us to take that experience and bring it to Stevens in 2013. So again, we did this big thing in Malaysia, 3,000 students. We came to Stevens, they asked us to do a pilot. Please start off with just 40 students. And we did that. Though, to tell you the truth, it felt a little like being off-Broadway. Here we had this big production going, and they asked us to try it out. We then had great success for that, and we wanted to teach the course that you're taking now this year. But I will tell you, it was a huge hill to climb. The provost, in fact, went to Malaysia, saw the course, and said, yeah, let's do this at Stevens. We met with the provost, and he was enthusiastic, but he said, students at Stevens have too many credits. So we worked hard to eliminate some credits. Then we had to get permission from every single engineering section, every single engineering department to approve it. They said, you know what? You know what the students really need? They need another math class. They need another physics class. They need another engineering class. And it was an uphill battle, and I tell you many times, Gary and I thought, I won't say it wasn't a battle worth fighting, but we continued to fight it. Chris Christolatis, who you heard, was one of our greatest champions at all. And we eventually won, and we have this course, and we're delighted to have it. The course, as you know, is large. 500 students, 14 sections, 8 instructors. The first class, of course, that you all participated in is you pitched your idea. You formed teams around your idea. I will tell you that I was a little concerned that not every group would form teams. I was just delighted to tell you that at least in my class, not only did every group form teams, we finished the class early and left 10 minutes early. I was surprised.
How about that?
In the next class, you're going to tell us all about your customer visits. And you need to do 20, as you know, before class 7. So that's what I feel, that this is just opening night. I could not be more excited to be here, and I could not be more excited about this course. And it was just delightful to begin teaching.
But it's interesting. When you try something new, especially something that has a little bit of complexity, a little bit of technology in it, what's going to happen? You try something new. It's difficult. It's got some technology in it. What's going to happen? Exactly right. It's not going to turn out the way you think. You will likely fail. But just because you failed, does that mean you're a failure? Let's try that again. Let's try that again, because I don't think that's the right attitude. Just because you failed in physics, does that mean you're a failure?
Yes, to keep my life.
I hope you're not in my class, buddy, okay? No, you're right. It doesn't mean you're a failure. That's exactly right. There's a difference between failing and being a failure. Now, I think the keys to being a good entrepreneur are two factors. Two factors. The first is the courage to try. The courage to try something new. We saw that last week. We saw that in some of our classes, every single student presented their idea. Now, they didn't all get accepted, but you had the courage, first class, to present your idea, right? That's the first key. The second key is to have the determination to get back up, dust yourself off, and try again. Okay? I'm going to share with you my favorite toy. Anybody have one of these? It's a punching bag. Okay? I got it when I was 8 years old. How many of you had one of these? One? I can't see anybody else. Okay. All right. This is a great thing. Why? Because you hit it, comes back up. You hit it, comes back up. Sometimes if you hit it too hard, it needs a little help coming back up. Okay? But that's like life. Okay? And that's like life when you're an engineer and you want to be an entrepreneur. You're going to get hit. You're going to fail. That's not the problem. The problem is once you get hit, to get back up and try again. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. A lot of countries are gunning for us. They're gunning for us because we are number one in creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Now, why do other countries want this? Other countries want this because with that, you get the good paying jobs. the skilled jobs, all right? Every country wants that. But they don't know our secret. And our secret is, as Americans, we're okay to fail. If we'd be in Silicon Valley, the hotbed of engineering and entrepreneurship, and I would say, how many of you have failed in a business before? What do you think would happen? Exactly right. Everybody's hand would shoot up in pride because they know it doesn't matter how many times I failed, the next one I got a better probability of succeeding. All right, so how many of you have an iPhone? Raise your hand. Okay, quite a few of you. Now, Steve Jobs, he was fired. He was fired from the company he started, Apple Computer. But he was not alone. Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company, he went bankrupt 5 times. Michael Jordan, arguably the best basketball player who has ever lived, was cut from his high school basketball team. Abraham Lincoln was defeated in 26 campaigns before he was elected one of our best presidents. You gotta get back up, okay? Okay, sometimes you need some help, okay? Sometimes that's why you get married, have a good friend, okay? They help you. All right, now look, I know you're gonna find this one hard to believe, sitting there at this time. But in 4 short years, you're gonna be graduating. We have a saying here. It says, don't let school get in the way of your education. There are a lot of things that you can be doing while you're here at Stevens. Why not try something new? Why not try to start 1, 2, 3 companies? Fail now. While it costs you little, you don't have a wife or a husband, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have kids to support, you don't have to worry about paying for their college. Right now you can fail cheaply. Let that be your mantra. And when you do fail, and you will, when you fall, try not to fall on your face. What you try to do is you try to fall on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Peter?
All right, guys, let's go viral. Let's send the message that this entrepreneurship class is the best class at Stevens. Let's tell the sophomores, let's tell the juniors, let's tell the seniors.
Let's tell the folks at Stanford. Okay, let's tell the folks at Stanford.
Viral today. Pictures, what's going on at Stevens?
And lastly, Peter, per aspera ad aspera.